Meghna Girish, you've written about Bollywood and the Hindi film industry's fixation with a hostile country in our neighborhood. In this movie too, you're upset. Meghna Girish, why are you upset, ma'am?
Look, first of all, if you have made an adaptation, then you might as well have stayed true to what the original was. In the original, Lieutenant Lang was his superior officer whom he saves and who later becomes his buddy and, you know, his business partner. What was the need over here to go pick up the enemy? That's what I've heard. I've seen some clips on Twitter. I haven't watched the movie, I must say. But if this is true, that if he's gone and, you know, rescued, I understand an honor code, you rescue your enemy. You don't make him your business partner. For that, I think, have you made this movie for Indian audiences or is it to please someone across the border? It does hurt us. It is insulting. It is extremely painful to see
Nasir
such
Abdullah,
kind
you
of,
laugh.
you know,
Nasir Abdullah, you laugh when a martyr's mother says she's hurt and she's upset. You mock her.
No, I'm not mocking her. You're putting words into my mouth.
No,
don't do that.
She said I'm hurt and you laugh, sir.
I can't for the life of me imagine someone like Aamir Khan doing something to please another nation.
Look, I also liked Aamir Khan's movie, like Tari Zameen Par.
Nasir Abdullah, okay, let the lady complete her point. Let her complete her point, sir.
No. Let me complete the point.
Let her complete her point
No, I'm
first.
sorry, Gaurav.
Sir, her son made the supreme sacrifice for India fighting Pakistani terrorists. The least you can do is give her 30 seconds to speak.
That has nothing to do with Aamir Khan. Why in the world would Aamir Khan make a film to please our enemies? Are you out of your minds, guys? Are you out of your mind, Mr. Sawant? What is wrong with you?
I'm asking a question and it's
why
not my
I'm
question.
laughing.
It's a brave soldier's mother, a brave soldier who made the supreme sacrifice of his life fighting Pakistani terrorists. She's asking the question. At least have the courtesy of listening to her.
Yes, I will do the courtesy,
but
please don't speak rubbish.
At least be courteous, sir. Ma'am, please go on.
Go on, madam. Go on.
Gaurav, I have liked Aamir Khan's movies in the past.
Sir, you say you will be courteous and then you continue to speak, sir.
I have admired the way he picked up subjects and made a movie like Tare Zameen Par. Even the more recent Dangal, I have definitely liked it. But like I have said, first of all, adaptation of this movie which doesn't fit our context. If Mr. Perfect was so perfect, he really should have done his research properly. And on top of that, you don't have to make, this is not just an insult to soldiers' families, it is like to all Indians to assume that, you know, somebody from the enemy can become your business partner and just stay on in this country and, I don't know, go when you please. This is what I have read and seen clips about. This is not, this is definitely painful. You don't do such things.
Nasir Abdullah, what is this Hindi film industry's Pakistan prem? Pakistan bleeds India. Pakistan bleeds India, and yet, no, hear me out. Before you fly off the handle, sir. Before you fly off the handle, hear me out, sir. Hear me out. Pakistan bleeds India. Their actors and cricketers abuse India on Kashmir. But why is there this one section in Bollywood that is hell-bent on hiding ground realities about Pakistan?
Okay, I'll give you the answer. Here is the deal. I first want to ask Madam here, who seems to insinuate that he's doing something to please the country across the border. Madam, nobody has spoken about it yet from all the people who have viewed the film. Can you give me any evidence to show that this has been done with the intent to please the enemy country? Can you give me one evidence?
Sir,
have you got any evidence?
You need to respond to a question. Do not deflect.
Major General.
Do not deflect, Nasir Abdullah. I've asked you a question, so you need to answer that question.
No. Okay, I will answer the question.
Abdullah,
I don't know the answer to that. You would have to find out yourself. But answer the question. You are making an accusation.
Okay, Nasir Abdullah, nobody is going to derail this debate, but let me bring in Meghna Pant into this conversation. You can have all faders down.
Why could he not show him
all faders down. All faders down. Hold on. We need, you know, I want to bring in Jail Kulkarni also. Jail Kulkarni, Shahid Afridi is that Pakistani cricketer who broke a television in his house because his daughter watched a Hindi serial showing Aarti and his daughter was imitating that Aarti. Pakistani cricketer, and we call them to play cricket with us. They're actors, they're cricketers, they rant on Kashmir, and yet a section in our film industry depicts a very rosy picture about Pakistan. Now, is that also your appreciation? Is our film industry misleading our own country?
Gaurav, what happens is Pakistan uses terrorism as an instrument of state policy, and that must be brought out loud and clear. In this context also, the Pakistanis want this movie rights to be shown there. What does that show? That it shows that just because the Indian army and the Sikhs are not being shown in the proper light, I thought that at least the people must be careful. They must be sensitive to the sentiments of the Indian armed forces, as also the Sikhs, who form a very great part, and very brave soldiers they all are, and we all are. And therefore, I don't think, even if adaptation had to be done, it should have been done keeping the sentiments in mind. This is an old movie. Tom Hanks' movie, I saw it in 1994 or something like that. And now you can't have an adaptation identical to, say, even if they had to show, even if a movie had to be shown, I thought that at least the Indian army and the Sikhs should have been kept away from it. Anything else could have been done. But to show it, and Pakistan wanting the rights of it, is indicative how much they're going to be laughing at the kind of morons that they've shown of Laal Singh Chaddha. I think it's not correctly done. It is absolutely disgraceful. It should have been avoided.